Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 26th and 27th of September 2021. Starting with very first question. V.R. Chaudhary, who is seen in the news recently, is associated with which organization? So the present Vice Chief of the Indian Air Force, Shri V.R. Chaudhary, has been appointed by the Government of India as the next Chief Marshal of the Air Force, and he would succeed Air Chief Marshal R.K.S. Bhadauria, who would retire from the service on 30th of September. So he is related to Indian Air Force. And talking about V.R. Chaudhary, he was commissioned into Indian Air Force in December 1982 and has a flying experience of more than 3800 hours on a wide spectrum of aircrafts. Okay. Now apart from it, the Indian Navy, in association with Indian Naval Sailing Association, has proposed to conduct a sailing parade in all the three command headquarters. And this is also a part of Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav celebration. And the first such event would be conducted in Indian Naval Watermanship Training Center, Kochi, under which a team of 75 naval personnel would participate. Now 2-3 months back, we have talked about INS Rajput because it has been decommissioned after 41 years of its service to the Indian Navy. And it was the first destroyer as well as the lead ship of the Rajput class of the Indian Navy. Then India's first indigenous aircraft is INS Vikrant, and it would be commissioned by mid-2022. And we celebrate National Maritime Day on 5th of April to support global economy through sea transport. Also, the Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs, that is CBIC, has declared the Kushinagar Airport as customs notified airport. So now this would facilitate international passenger movements as well. Okay. Question number 2. Which ministry in association with UGC has organized a webinar on ensuring inclusive governance, making every person matter? So the Union Ministry of Education along with UGC has organized this webinar, and this has been a part of the Ministry's vision of quality education to all. And chief guest for this function was our Union Minister of Tribal Affairs, who is Shri Arjun Munda. So this webinar created an opportunity to bring the administrators on a single platform and was supported by the Baba Saheb Bhim Rao Ambedkar University, Lucknow. Okay. Now apart from it, the Union Power Ministry has recently issued an order for setting up district level committees that will oversee all power related schemes of the Union government. And this aims to improve quality of electricity supply in the country. And the committees shall exercise oversight over all power related schemes of Government of India. So basically it will comprise MPs in the district, district collector, representatives of the district panchayat, then MLAs, and representatives of state-run firms of Ministries of Power and Renewable Energy, etc. Now apart from it, our Union Minister for Road Transport, who is Nitin Gadkari, has recently launched iRaste, which is a kind of 2-year pilot project that aims to enhance road safety in Nagpur. And this project is a collaborative initiative developed by Intel India, IIT Hyderabad, CRRI, that is Central Road Research Institute, Mahindra and Mahindra, and the full form of iRaste is Intelligent Solutions for Road Safety through Technology and Engineering. Okay. Question number 3. which institution awards the Blue Flag certification? So the Foundation for Environment Education, Denmark, is an environment organization with presently 77 member countries, and this organization awards the Blue Flag certification, which is a kind of eco label for sustainable beaches across the globe. And why it is in news? Because recently the foundation has awarded this Blue Flag certification to 2 more beaches in India. First is Kovalam in Tamil Nadu and second is Eden in Puducherry. So with this, the number of Blue Flag certified beaches in India has gone up to 10. Okay. Now talking about Denmark, recently Tamil Nadu and Denmark have planned to create an energy island in the Gulf of Mannar. Why? To obviously enhance the green energy sector. And hence, to achieve this target, Denmark is likely to invest $5 to $10 billion in the renewable energy sector in the state. And hence, with this investment, island would be able to produce 4 to 10 gigawatt of energy. Also, in the month of July, I think, the world's tallest sand castle was built here in Denmark, and it has established New Guinness World Record of 21.16 meters. Fine. Now question number 4. Where is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development headquartered? So this organization is an intergovernmental economic organization with more than 30 members, and the headquarters lies in Paris, France. Now why it is in news? Because recently the OECD has released India's economic projections for the financial year 2021 to 2022, which has been estimated at 9.7%. So it is 0.2% less than its earlier forecast. And the economy of China has been forecasted to grow at 8.5% in the year 2021. Now, few days back, UNCTAD, that is United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, has also projected India's growth rate to hit a 4-year high of 7.2% for the year 2021. And at this rate, India would be the fastest growing economy after China, which is projected to grow by 8.3%. Okay. Now apart from it, the 6th edition of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Exercise Peaceful Mission 2021, which is hosted by Russia, has been started at Orenburg region of southwest Russia. So the aim of the exercise is to promote close relations between Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states and to enhance abilities of the leaders to command military contingents. So Indian military contingent with all arms combined force of 200 personnel from Indian Army and Indian Air Force is participating in the exercise, and it is based on joint counter-terrorism operation at operational and tactical level in an urban environment. Okay. Question number 5. Brig S.V. Saraswati, who received the National Florence Nightingale Award 2020, is associated with which profession? So the Deputy Director General of Military Nursing Service, Saraswati, has been presented with the National Florence Nightingale Award 2020. So here correct answer is option number B. Actually, this award is the highest national distinction given to the nurses for their selfless devotion and professionalism. Okay. So for her significant service in nursing to the soldiers and their families, she had been awarded General Officer Commanding in Chief Commendation in the year 2005, then United Nations Medal in the year 2007, and Chief of the Army Staff Commendation in the year 2015. And now she has received the National Florence Nightingale Award. Okay. Now apart from it, recently 8 recipients have been selected for Sahitya Akademi Fellowship. And the two most important personalities among 8 are Ruskin Bond, who is an English author, and Hindi writer Vinod Kumar Shukla. Then mathematician Anand Kumar has recently been conferred with the Swami Brahmanand Award 2021 for his contribution in the field of education through his Super 30 initiative, which basically prepares the underprivileged students for IIT entrance examination. Also do remember that National Institute of Open Schooling Noida has recently won the prestigious UNESCO King Sejong Literacy Prize 2021. And already we have discussed that writer Namita Gokhale has been awarded the 7th Yamin Hazarika Women of Substance Award. And the Indian biologist Shailendra Singh has been conferred with Beheller Turtle Conservation Award for bringing 3 critically endangered turtle conservation species back from the brink of extinction. Question number 6. Which country ranked first in the annual Freedom on the Net report 2021? So this annual report has been released by the US think tank Freedom House. And as per this particular report, Iceland topped the ranking and it was followed by Estonia and Costa Rica. And the report also found that people had been arrested or convicted for their online activities in 56 out of 70 countries, and internet shutdowns in Myanmar and Belarus show that online rights declined globally for the 11th year in a row. Okay. Now apart from it, the Crime India report has recently been released by NCRB, that is the National Crime Records Bureau, and as per it, India recorded 1.2 lakh cases of deaths due to negligence relating to road accidents. And communal riots marked an increase of 96%, and offences against the state had a drop of 27% except for the state of Uttar Pradesh. Now apart from it, the Pew Research Center has recently released a report on the country's religious composition following a survey by the using data from the Census and National Family Health Survey. And as per this report, the population growth rates have declined for all of India's major religious groups, and the slowdown is more among the religious minorities. And the survey also says that India's religious composition has remained unchanged except for the Northeast. And already we have seen that India ranks 46th in the 2021 edition of Global Innovation Index that was published by World Intellectual Property Organization, which basically shows the latest global innovation rankings of different economies based on 81 different indicators. So here India's rank is quite important. Also, India's rank in Global Coronavirus Innovation Rankings is 32. Fine. Question number 7. Which institution released a report titled as Reforms in Urban Planning Capacity in India? So Niti Aayog has recently launched this report. I think this question is repeated, but still let's revise. So basically it presents a result of the deliberations and consultations that has been conducted over a period of 9 months, and the report makes several recommendations to solve the bottlenecks in the value chain of urban planning capacity in India. Okay. Now apart from it, Niti Aayog has recently tied up with BYJU'S to provide free education opportunities for the students in 112 aspirational districts in India. So this project will provide for the establishment of a dedicated working group, which in turn should help establishing a system of knowledge, innovation and strategic support. Also, Niti Aayog has partnered with Rocky Mountain Institute. Why? To launch Shunya campaign, which is an initiative to promote zero pollution delivery vehicles by working with consumers and industry. And the campaign aims to accelerate adoption of electric vehicles in the urban delivery segment and create consumer awareness about the benefits of zero pollution delivery. Also do remember that England is the first country in the world that requires all new homes to have electric vehicle chargers. Question number 8. When is the World Rhino Day celebrated across the world? Since we know that rhino is a critically endangered species and is on the verge of extinction almost. So to highlight the significance of the efforts to be made to save them, World Rhino Day is celebrated on 22nd of September. So there are 5 species of rhinos: black, white, greater one-horned, Sumatran and Javan. And the horns of the rhinos are in high demand due to their qualities, and hence the animals are poached. So that's why IUCN lists this one-horned rhino in the vulnerable category. Now apart from it, we observe World Loin Day on 10th of August. Then World Pre-Diabetes Day on 14th of August. And International Youth Day is celebrated on 12th of August. Can you tell me when do we observe International Day of World's Indigenous People? Please write in the comments section. Also on 8th of August, the 79th anniversary of Quit India movement was observed because on this day in 1942, father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi gave the call of do or die to all the Indians to drive Britishers away from the country. Okay, and 26th of July is celebrated as Vijay Divas, which marks India's victory against Pakistan in the Kargil war. And the operation which is related to this war is Operation Vijay. Okay. Question number 9. The Purple Revolution, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which product? So the Union Ministry of State Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has recently proposed integrated aroma dairy entrepreneurship for Jammu Kashmir to promote the income of farmers. So actually the animal husbandry and dairy resources of the Jammu Kashmir can be integrated with aroma mission, which has already been launched in Jammu Kashmir, and this aroma mission is also called as lavender or purple revolution. So here correct answer is option number A. Now apart from it, the Department of Food and Public Distribution under Ministry of Consumer Affairs issued uniform specifications for fortified rice kernels. So now this particular specification says that 1% of FRK should be blended with normal rice stock, and this fortified rice is to be distributed under various government schemes including the public distribution system and midday meal schemes by the year 2024. Also recently, Ministry of Labour has launched India's first national database on unorganized workers on eShram portal. And recently our Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has inaugurated National Conference on Agriculture for Rabi campaign. And the objective was to review and assess the crop performance during the preceding crop season. And it also aims to fix the crop-wise targets for Rabi season in consultation with state government and facilitate adoption of innovative technology to enhance production and productivity of the crops. Now coming to last question, which act provides for a legal mandate to ensure rights related to elections to persons with disabilities? So the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016 provides for a legal mandate to ensure all polling stations to be made accessible for persons with disabilities. And all material related to the electoral process are easily understandable and usable by them. Now, why it is in news? Because recently the Election Commission of India has organized a virtual national conference on Accessible Elections 2021, and it aimed to access the present accessibility policies and discuss on enhancing participation in the electoral process for voters with disabilities. Currently, about 77.4 lakh persons with disabilities are the registered voters in our country. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.